forward with your left foot. So left foot in front, we're going to tuck the toes under at the back on that right hand side. And we're going to take both of the arms out in front of us. So this week, as we breathe out, we're going to float our right arm back, following the movement of the thumb with the head, opening up the chest, keeping the hips pointing forwards. Breathing in, we're going to sweep that hand back round. So breathing out, float the arm back. Breathing in as we come back through. So think about tucking your tailbone slightly, keeping nice and tall. Hip bones pointing forward, so we're really limiting that movement just to the mid-back area. We're going to do 2 more. And then just relax those arms down, and then we'll swap and we'll do the same on the other side. So this time we've got that right foot forwards and left foot behind, arms out in front. So tuck your tailbone, tall through the spine. Breathing out, floating the arms, so follow the movement of the thumb. Breathing in as we control back through. And again, keep the hip bones pointing forwards, nice and tall. Think about that shoulder blade hugging the back of the rib cage as we float the arm back. We're going to do 2 more. And then just relax through those arms, and we're going to stay in a high kneeling position. We're going to do our little side stretch to start with. So we're going to take our right leg out to the side, nice and tall in this position, arms floated out to shoulder height. So breathing out, we're going to float that left hand down towards the floor, reach that right arm up and over. Breathing in, we're going to float that arm back down towards the hip. Breathing out, we're just going to float the arm back over. So we're keeping the left hand on the floor this week. We're just reaching up and over with that right arm. And as you reach over, think about opening up that gap between the bottom rib and the hip bone. We're going to do 1 more. And then we're going to keep that hand on the hip, and we're going to do our leg lifts from here. So breathing out, just gently floating the leg up. Breathing in as we control back down. So it's just nice, small little movements. We don't have to lift that leg very high. Think about keeping that nice position through the lower back. So you may need to think about kind of tucking that tailbone slightly. We're going to do 2 more. And then from here, we're going to stay in this position and float the foot up off of the floor slightly. So we're not taking the leg to hip height. We want to be just off of the floor. And we're going to mimic a cycling or running motion with our legs. So we're going to bend the knee, slide the knee forward, straighten the leg, and then sweep the heel back. And again, this doesn't need to be a big movement. Keeping nice and still through the shoulders, so keep pushing into the floor with that left hand. We're just going to do 2 more. And then float that foot down, reach the top arm up to the ceiling and come back up to the top. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So we're going to start with that side stretch. So left leg out to the side. Nice and tall, arms out to shoulder height. So breathing out, float that right hand down, and we're reaching up and over with that left arm. Breathing in, gently floating the arm back down towards the hip. Breathing out as we reach up and over. So again, you want to think about opening up that gap between the bottom rib and the hip bone. Getting that nice stretch through the side. We're going to do one more. And then we're going to keep that hand on that top hip and for our little leg lift. So breathing out, we're going to float the leg up. Breathing in as we control back down. So if you feel like you're arching in this position, you can think about tucking your tailbone under or just bring your foot slightly out in front of you. We're going to do two more. And then we're floating that foot up off the floor. We're going to make that siphon or running motion with that top leg as well. So again, just nice, small, slow, controlled movements. Keeping that shoulder pushed away from the floor. We're going to do two more. And take that foot down, reach the arm up, come back up to that high kneeling position. And then from there, we're just going to come back into 4-point kneeling. Walk your hands out in front of you. We're going to do our little child's pose. So we're going to sit back towards the heels. Nice relaxed breath as we just hold this position.